So Starfield has continued to get more and more Star Wars themed mods, some of which being much more custom than I thought would be possible this early on in Starfield modding. So today I want to go over 5 more Star Wars mods. So the mods we're going over in this video are just going to be some of the most interesting Star Wars mods I could currently find, but I'm going to be doing a ton of additional videos where I compile a ton of mods to try to give you a more selective Star Wars experience. So I'm going to be going over a video to give you a Mandalorian themed modded experience or a Jedi themed mod experience. And then I'll probably also be doing a video where I just compile every Star Wars mod I could possibly find if you want as much Star Wars as you can possibly get in Starfield. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with those future videos. Now starting off, we have 2 of the most exciting mods for Star Wars so far, the first being immersive lightsabers. And as this sounds, this adds in a bunch of different lightsabers with a bunch of different colors. And I think there's 5 different colors you're able to choose from. And once you download this mod, it gives you a bunch of different files. So you can actually choose between different lightsabers, so different lightsaber hilts. You can choose between all of the different available colors in those different hilts. And you can choose what melee weapons are actually turned into the lightsaber. So you could choose a wakizashi if you want that to be your lightsaber, which is usually what I would recommend because the base melee of that melee weapon much more fits into how a lightsaber would normally be used. Or you could choose things like an axe or a knife, so you can fully customize which melee weapons you want turned into a lightsaber and which colors those are going to be. Now currently you're only able to use one melee weapon at a time in Starfield, but I'm hoping at some point in the future there will either be a mod or maybe even an official update that will allow you to dual wield melee weapons, which would also mean because these lightsabers are based off of melee weapons, you would then be able to dual wield lightsabers if or when that mod or update is released. But currently right now you can only use one lightsaber at a time, but you do have a ton of different options. The one thing I would say is missing from this mod is a white lightsaber, but that's pretty much the entirety of this mod. And all of these different options, any color or any of the different melee weapons, are also going to have sound effects, so lightsaber sound effect from putting them away, taking them out, or just using any melee attack. They will have sound effects to go along with that. And then next up, we have another lightsaber mod called Realistic Lightsaber. And just like the last lightsaber mod we went over, this allows you to either replace the rescue axe and the wakizashi sword and turn them into different lightsabers. So just like the last mod, you're able to pick and choose which melee weapons you want turned into lightsabers. And because that first mod gives you more options for the different melee weapons, you could go choose a different melee weapon from that first mod and then choose one of the 2 melee weapons from this mod. So you'd be able to have the different lightsabers from each different mod and just pick and choose while in game which ones you're currently wanting to use. Now this one is a little bit different because the lightsabers both look a bit different and they give you some different options. So just like the last mod, this is going to have a bunch of different colors you get to choose from. I think it's all of the same colors. Again, there doesn't seem to be white, but this mod also adds in reverse lightsabers. So you'd be holding the lightsaber backwards, and the hilts in this mod are completely different from that first mod. So they're going to have a different look in general. And I think the lightsaber blade itself looks a bit different from the first mod. So they're going to have different looks, but this mod also has a Darth Maul themed lightsaber, which is a dual-sided red lightsaber. So you're going to get normal lightsabers held forward, you're going to get reverse lightsabers that are held backwards, then you're also going to get a dual-sided lightsaber. So you can go and download both of these mods and choose different weapons so you can get lightsabers from both of these mods and just pick and choose which different ones you're going to want to be using. And again, just like the last mod, this mod also has all of the lightsaber sounds built into it. So when you pull out the weapon, it'll have sounds. When you use it, it'll have sounds. And then next up, we have a mod that fits very well with the lightsaber mods, and this is Star Wars Inspire Retextures, which retextures different clothing throughout the game to theme them like Star Wars. And there's going to be 5 different total retextures with this mod. The most interesting ones being Jedi robes, Sith robes, or a Rey-inspired retexture from the sequels. And this mod is going to be split into 5 different files, so you can download whichever one you want. Say if you only want Jedi robes, you can only download that. Now something that's really cool is that because because there are now also Sith robes, you could download the Sith robes. You could download the previous lightsaber mod we went over, where you can get the dual-sided red lightsaber themed after Darth Maul's lightsaber. Then you can also download a mod I previously went over, which adds a Zabrak retexture to character creation, so you could become a Zabrak, which is the species of Darth Maul. You could download the Sith robes to make it look more like Darth Maul. Then you could also download his dual-sided lightsaber and basically play a full playthrough as Darth Maul, running around just destroying everything and hopefully not getting cut in half. And this is actually the first mod that I could find that has Jedi or Sith themed clothing, which is very nice because now that we have lightsabers, we need Jedi or Sith themed items to go along with them. And then our final two mods are going to be Mandalorian themed. And I know I've gone over a bunch of different Mandalorian themed mods before, and I'm working out a video to compile all of those together because there's actually been a ridiculous amount of Mandalorian themed mods, whether it be jetpack mods, armor mods, sound effect mods. There's been a ton to just allow you to basically play as a full Mandalorian. And these two actually work incredibly well together. So first off, we have Mandalorian the Bounty Hunter. Now this mod adds a ton of different Mandalorian themed retexture sets that are also going to be split into different files, so you can only download which ones you want, that are going to give you a Mandalorian themed armor set and helmet. But to combine this with the other mod we're going to be going over, we primarily are just going to want the different armor set retextures, which are going to look like you're wearing Mandalorian armor. And I would definitely recommend getting the one labeled as Mando, so as what Din Djarin would be wearing, because that's going to fit in with the other mod perfectly. And then finally, we have the Mandalorian's helmet and jetpack. So this is going to be a Mandalorian themed helmet and jetpack retexture that is going to look exactly like what Din Djarin wears in the TV show, the super shiny helmet and the super shiny jetpack. So if you went and downloaded the last mod we went over, get the armor set. I would recommend the one that is labeled as Mando, then go and get this mod. You're now going to have a full armor or clothing retexture that looks like Mandalorian armor. You're going to download this, which is going to give you a very shiny Mandalorian helmet and jetpack retexture to make you look very similar to Din Djarin in the Mandalorian TV show. And these all actually look pretty nice. I know they are pretty simple mesh retextures, but they look really nice. And in game, it's just going to make you feel like a Mandalorian. And if you haven't, I would definitely recommend downloading one of the other jetpack mods. There's dozens of them on Nexus mods already that allow you to just fly longer or have continuous flight with any boost pack in the game. That'll fit incredibly well with this, as in Star Wars, Mandalorians can fly pretty far distances with their jetpacks. But that's pretty much all the mods I wanted to go over for this video. You could either be a Jedi, a Sith wielding their lightsabers, or you could basically play as Din Djarin. And like I mentioned, I will be going over other mods that compiles all the different types of mods. So I'll be having a Mandalorian themed one, a Jedi themed one, possibly a Sith themed one, and then maybe just a full Star Wars mod compilation to get as close to an overhaul as you possibly can. But that's all I want to go over. So thanks for watching.